Hello again, guys. Again, my name is Zara, and welcome to my English channel. Today, I want to talk about grammar. And the reason why I dedicated this episode to this specific part of grammar is because I get a lot of questions from my students, especially students who speak Russian, Ukrainian, Japanese, Korean, Mandarin. And the question is, what's the difference between simple present and present perfect? So I know it can get very confusing. Present perfect is a tense that does not exist in many languages, and if it's not part of the grammar format of your native language, can be very, very challenging to use. But we use it in English. So now, students that speak Spanish, Italian, French, Portuguese, they're lucky, and you should take advantage of that because in English we have the same grammar format in terms of tenses, right? So that's a pro right there for you. But again, sometimes it still get confusing anyways, and today I want to give you a brief explanation, very simple, that I want you to remember so you can start getting familiar on how to use the present perfect. Simple present, that's easy, I think so. But the present perfect, that gets a little challenging. Alright, so let's begin. So what is simple present? First, we need to understand what simple present is, right? Well, simple present, it is used when we are talking about habits, routines, things that we use on a daily basis. So that is a consecutive or continuous action, right? So for example, if I say I eat every morning, I'm using the simple present. I eat every morning. I have breakfast every morning. Okay? So this is something that we do every day. You can say I take an exam every year. I go out every weekend. So we're still using the simple present. Sometimes we use simple present when we're telling a story. Most likely if you are telling a story like an anecdote, something that happened, or a narrative, right? So let's say yesterday I went out with my friend. So I met my friend at the restaurant, so something crazy happened after I got there. I get into the restaurant, I sit down, I see my friend, he's sitting at the table, and all of a sudden he starts arguing with the waiter. So you see, I'm using the simple present all the time to tell you this specific story. So simple present is used sometimes when we're telling a story that happened in the past. But the one thing that I want you to keep in mind is that we use it for routines, for habits. So in a regular basis, this is the mandatory rule, right? Now, what happens with present perfect? And this is the confusing part. Present perfect is not exactly present, and that's when it gets even more confusing to understand. We're gonna use two scenarios, okay? So the two scenarios are, so the first one is, present perfect is used when something happened in the past in unknown time. We know that happened in the past, but we don't know exactly when. So for example, you can say, I have seen that movie, but I'm not telling you when, and it's not necessary. Now, if you're telling me when you saw the movie, then you have to use simple past, which is different, okay? So let's not get in there. So for now, remember that the first rule for present perfect, it is used when something happened in the past and you don't know the time, okay? All right, so we have that. Now the next scenario is when something started in the past and it's still happening in the present. For example, I can say, I have taught for 10 years. I have taught English for 10 years. I have lived in New York for 20 years. So that means that I started teaching English 10 years ago, and I'm still teaching English now. And I don't know when I'm gonna finish. So we don't know. Still something in the present, right? Alright, so let's try to review this. Simple present. We use it for habits and routines only, and to tell us stories that happened in the past. But I want you to focus on one only for now if it's too complicated, right? So try to use that when you refer to habits and routines. Now, the present perfect, two scenarios that are the most common ones. Number one, when something happened in the past in unknown time. Number two, when something started in the past and still something in the present. It hasn't finished. And you see right there, I'm using present perfect. It hasn't finished. Okay? So please keep these rules in mind. It will help you a lot in trying to use the simple present and present perfect. And again, try to use it as much as you can. If you live in a country where English is a native language, it's a perfect place to practice. So try to force yourself to use it whenever you can. Okay? So you can start using more naturally, and you stop thinking about the rule and all those annoying things that we go through when we're learning a language. So I hope these rules help you so much, and I hope you use them to practice English, and I hope they are successful. And please do not forget to post your comments. Let me know how this information is useful to you. If you want me to give you more information in my channel, if you are suggesting anything that I can do for you, please subscribe on my channel and post your comments on it. Okay? So, thank you. Bye-bye.